In this episode of our series Crystal Ball Gazing, we will try to find out that in coming years how human body and mind will transform. Will our descendants be half human and half machine, that is cyborg, with high-tech machine implants, regrowable limbs and cameras for eyes like something out of a science fiction novel? We will also try to find out whether humans will morph into hybrid species of biological and artificial beings, or could become smaller or taller, thinner or fatter, or even with different facial features and skin colors. It may be possible that due to globalization and migration, the appearance of human beings will be standardized. Possibility is there that the phenotypical features which are commonly used to mark racial differences will tend towards disappearing. Blue eyes, red and blonde hair will become less common, while darker skin and brown eyes will become more common. We all may look like Brazilians in just a few decades or a century. But the real game changer for future human health will be bionic organs. Already, dozens of medical companies are surgically fitting humans with robotic devices that mimic or replace specific organs such as pancreas, eyes and heart. I foresee within 20 years all these bionic organs will synchronize via personal instruction from one's smartphone, allowing humans to achieve feats they never imagined. For example, climb the Threshold Peak at the age of 80 or have wild sex all night. Bionic organs will outperform their biological counterparts by 2030. I also expect humans to be regularly going into body shop for upgrades. The future of work is more complicated. Robots threaten to steal all our jobs. Two Californian companies, Kernel and Neuralink, are already tackling the problem. They are trying to make humans more efficient workers. They aim to create neural prosthetics that allow the human brain to communicate in real time with machine intelligence, including artificial intelligence and the internet. And if our thoughts are connected directly to machines, what we will be like in 100 years is one of the most relevant questions we could be asking as a species. It has generally been the case that humans could reasonably predict the circumstances of their life and their children's life too. Now, the rate of change is such that we cannot see further than a decade or two ahead. The aim is not to get people to predict the future, it is to get them to appreciate that they cannot predict the future and to create alternative models to think about the future. We are just a few tool discoveries away from being able to radically improve ourselves. Experts are in process of building brain-machine interfaces that will bring the brain online in a similar way to how other bodily functions are now online. Your footsteps are online if you want them to be. The nutritional value of the food you eat can be online too, but your brain is offline. If somebody wants to know what is going on inside your brain, he has to ask you what is going on in your head. You will then query the small portion of your brain you are aware of. This is a process to bring as much as of the brain as possible online and make it as much as an intermediary of our existence as smartphones are. We are currently in the midst of next great evolutionary transition, the transition to conscious evolution. The ability to look forward and evolve consciously comes at the exact moment it becomes necessary for our survival. We can now measure what computers are doing with megabytes and gigabytes. The experts are trying to work on a scenario where we can quantify our brain activity in attibytes. At the end of the day, you can download a pie chart of your brain's neuroprocesses. You might find you have allocated, say, 737,000 attibytes of attention to a conversation about the future. You might discover you thought about an argument you had with your partner 40 times that day. Think of it as a stepped counter for the brain. We have all heard about designer babies. Scientists already have the technology to change the genes of an embryo, though it is controversial and no one is sure what happens next. But in the future, it may be seen as unethical not to change certain genes. With that may come choice about a baby's features. So, perhaps humans will look like what their parents want them to be like. That's all for the show. Please do comment in the comment box to make our future talks better. Thank you very much.